Good afternoon, everyone. This is Cristina Martinez and Emily Wengrovius, County Liaisons for the Colorado Department of Human Services. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon for our webinar and walkthrough of our newly launched Colorado County Portal.
Hi all, thank you. As Christina said, thanks so much for being here. As you can see, this is the front page of the portal. We apologize for the hanging L. This happens to us sometimes when we log in, and there's nothing wrong with the site. So if you happen to have a similar view when you log into the portal, know that it happens to everybody. So as you can see, this is our welcome screen, and this just kind of outlines who we are and the purpose of the portal and what we're here to do. At the top of every page of the portal, you have this header here that says County Portal. You have a search box and then the tabs. At the bottom of the page, we have here as a footer, we have a click here to see who has access to your site from your county. This is the feature where you can see who in your respective counties has access to the portal. The spreadsheet is laid out by county in alphabetical order, and if you want to add somebody to once we've added a person from your county that you designate to this access the portal, you'll see their name here. So as you can see in Adams County, both Chris and Herb have access to the portal. So
one of the reasons that we wanted this information to be accessible to county directors is sometimes there are staff changes and we want you to have a quick way of checking in to see A, if you need to add additional folks, you're able to do that, or B, if staff have moved on, that you can remove them from having access from the portal as well. A couple of additional tabs that we have are also for CHSDA, so you can see that both staff, folks from CHSDA have access. Ginny from CCI also has access. And lastly, we have a tab for CDHS staff, so you can see who they are, which office and division they're from, and this is our complete list to date. So with our team here at the department, as folks request to be added, or if they feel this is a tool that they're going to be using on a regular basis, we want to make sure that they're able to get in and take a look at what is on the portal as well.
So that is the tab. This, as we mentioned, is available at the bottom of every page. If you look here, if you click at the next one, this is where if you want to add or remove somebody from having access. So you have a series of drop-down menus here where you can select the county if somebody needs to be added or dropped, their full name, email, position, title, and phone number. And then we specifically asked who is requesting this change, because once you have added staff as having access to the portal, they can in turn ask for other staff to have access to the portal. So this keeps track of who's asking for the change, and we could like to hear your feedback on whether you'd like us to run those by.
So I think what we will do moving forward is if we receive a request that is not from a director, you can expect to hear from one of us asking if in fact you as a director would like this additional staff person added, and then based on your recommendation is how we will proceed.
Yeah, so that way we know if it's you asking, you as a director or one of your staff members. So, and there's a submit button at the bottom, and every field is required. So this is our main page here. The next page is the much anticipated calendar that has a calendar of events for webinars, trainings, and events that are happening throughout CDHS and throughout the state. So as you can see here, what we've tried to do, we've received feedback that in an ideal world we'd be able to sort events by which office or which program area it is. Right now we don't have that capability. So what Christine and I did is we tried to go through and mark which office here at CDHS, or if it's a CHSDA event or whatever, to put that right at the beginning, so that if you are a child welfare supervisor, you know that you're probably going to be looking primarily for Office of Children, Youth, and Families, or OCYF, and maybe Office of Early Learning, depending on the event. So we've included at the bottom of the screen a calendar, the acronyms, so that everyone knows what each acronym means, so that it's clear which office or entity is hosting the event.
And as you can see, we have added the regional meetings that are provided to us from CHSDA. We've also added the Health and Human Services Steering Committees through CCI, as well as their summer and winter conferences. And so we really ask for your help to make sure that this calendar is as complete as possible. Emily and I have done our best to reach out internally to program staff to ask them to add us to their distribution list, and that's where we get a lot of this event information, is from newsletters or waivers or the listservs that our various programs have. But if there is something that you do not see on this calendar that you think is of statewide or regional interest, please forward that information on to Emily or me, and we will make sure that it's added to the calendar. We had a director who recently did that, so thank you so much for sharing some information that we didn't have on here.
So we'll do our best to update as quickly as possible when we receive information. This is a living, breathing website, so we are hoping that it will be, our plan is to continually refresh it with new information. One of the things I wanted to point it out to you here as well is that each event has information on who to contact in order to participate or what it's about. So for example, in this permanency roundtable, the reason it's colored like that is because it's an all-day event for 2 days. And if you wanted more information about this event, you would need to contact Tiffany or Paige. So we're really trying to find a direct link. We're trying to connect you directly to the people that you would need to work with in order to participate. So we here at Christine and I have developed a form that we ask CDHS staff to fill out so that we can put in as much information as possible. You'll notice too, it's something like the CWAC this coming Friday. As we get more information, we will change and update the event. So this has information that Jomar provided, and that's on their website. And so again, we really try to give you as much information as we can and connect you directly to the person or people that can help you if you have questions about it. So,
and the other thing that we want to point out is that default, the calendar is on a monthly view, but you have the ability to change the calendar view to what suits you better. So there are 3 tabs up on the upper right-hand corner. So if you click week, it will give you the same information but in a weekly format, which may be easier for you to read. And then there is also an agenda view, and you can toggle back and forth to whatever view is easiest for you. And we want to show you just briefly that we have this exact same calendar on our CDHS intranet. That is used by CDHS staff from all of our offices and divisions. And again, we really want this to be a tool that our departments are using and looking to when they are scheduling meetings. We've heard from many of our directors, and primarily those in small and medium-sized counties, how difficult it is at times if different offices schedule events at the same time. So this is actually our intranet page, and you can see it's the exact same calendar. And here is the text where we ask our staff to submit templates to add information onto the calendar.
this is also, I wanted to point out, we do our best to make sure everybody has up-to-date director lists. This is where we house these director lists. We provide them in both PDF and Excel format for ease of use for all of the staff here at CDHS. So Christine and I are continuing to direct people to our intranet page internally for both to use the the calendar when they're scheduling events if possible, and also if they do, to get them used to looking here and just clicking on this Excel file or this PDF when they need an up-to-date directors list. So this is, we've worked on this site to try to make it as clear and user-friendly for our colleagues as well. And also you'll notice at the bottom they have the same acronyms that you all have, so, and our contact information. So if they have questions, they know who to go to directly.
And if I could just add one other thing related to our county director contact list. So you know, on our public-facing website, we do have a link to a PDF version of the county director contact spreadsheet. And we also have it listed by individual county. So again, if you can just make sure that if you have a change in email address, we know that that happens. We had Pitkin County recently went through a change in their email system. Nan got us her updated information. We were able to add it to our spreadsheets, and that way both CDHS staff and any external partners have up-to-date information. So again, this page that you're seeing right here is intranet for CDHS staff only. This is not publicly accessible information.
No.
So going back to the county portal, the other item that we received a request about was calendars for the General Assembly and the legislature. So what we did is actually add links. So these are live links, and if you click on House, it will take you to the House calendar, and if you click on Senate, it'll take you to the Senate calendar. So this is yet another example of where we heard feedback from our county partners and tried to accommodate the request so that you have one spot to go to. That makes it easy and accessible.
Yes. So thank you all for that feedback, and if there's something that you would think would improve this or make it better, let us know. We did try to do the color coding in Google, and it showed up on Christina and I's side. It did not show up on this end. So that's why we moved to the which office is supporting the event, so that it can at least be drilled down that way. So our next tab is CDHS Communications. So here we have how to get on listservs and listserv opportunities for two of our offices here at CDHS. We are working with our other offices and divisions to find out how we can provide the similar information from them at this time. So if you'll notice, the unique feature about Office of Early Childhood and Office of Children, Youth, and Families is they both use a program called MailChimp, which allows them to manage their listservs and their subscriptions, and allows people to actually go onto a website and say, yes, I want to get information, and here's what I want to get information on. It allows the user to manage their own subscriptions. And so these two offices are the only ones that we know of that use MailChimp as a service right now. So that's why they're on here as well.
So you can see each of the offices have a communication specialist. So Jess is with the Office of Early Childhood, and Katie is with the Office of Children, Youth, and Families. So all you have to do is click on the links that say here for each of the offices, and you will be able to subscribe to their lists. The other piece of information that we are wanting to include on our county communications is what type of information our department may be requesting. So as you all know, at the end of each calendar year, we ask counties to submit their merit certification forms. So what we did is we provided the contact with the auditing office, Cheryl, who is actually responsible for receiving this information. We included the reminder letter as well as the rule reference and then the template for your ease of use. So, in the next month or so, this will be coming down. Another example that we thought of is the citizen review panel, which we worked with many of our counties on earlier this year. So as it is relevant, you will see the information on this page. When it's no longer an immediate priority, we'll probably take it off. And so this is one page that will be changing regularly. The next piece that we have is CDHS updates and staff announcements. So what we tried to do here was include all of those press releases and news releases that were directly tied to our counties. So you can see recent announcements for grants, you can see recent staff changes, and then at the bottom we also have a link that takes you to our external facing public CDHS page that has a complete list of press releases. So again, if there is something that you would like to see on this communications page, please let us know.
Definitely. So another piece of information that we were asked to provide is contact information and just an org chart in general of CDHS's executive management team and division directors. So if you see this org chart, you notice that there are 4 digits behind each person's name. Those digits are the direct line to that individual. So if you dial the 303-866 5027, you'll be able to reach Dee's Executive Assistant Sandra Beard. So that gives you a direct link to folks here at CDHS who, in leadership, who might be able to help you. And also state email addresses tend to be first.lastname@state.co.us. There are exceptions to this if there's a particularly common name, or sometimes people go by nicknames and it doesn't, their official state address doesn't show up as their nickname. But for the most part, that is also how the state creates email addresses.
So again, we wanted this to be a resource, but know that you can always reach out directly to Emily or me if you want us to help make those connections with our office and program staff.
Absolutely.
So next, we have CSTAT.
So CSTAT, as you know, we have it weekly here at CDHS, except for the weeks that are except for the months that have 5 Wednesdays in them. And so this is a tab that talks about CSTAT, how to attend a CSTAT meeting, and who to contact within our department if you're interested in more information about CSTAT. We need to update this page because, as you know, we recently brought on board Valerie Casano. She is a new, she's going to do county CSTAT measures, and so along with her colleague Eric, and so we'll be updating this page with their information. And this page is a work in progress. We're looking at seeing, you know, what the best use of this site is and what kind of information to include on this site. So right now the CSTAT site links to our external site to get more information, but this is where we have what we have on the portal right now. So
one of the issues that we heard a lot about was Dear Director letters and agency letters, and as well as the budget allocation letter. So what we did is, since the budget allocation letter is one that is often asked for and referred to by directors, we created a link to the most recent allocation letter so it's easily accessible. And then we have our Dear Director letters and agency letters. If you click on that link, you will see links to 4 of our offices: the Office of Children, Youth, and Families, Early Childhood, Economic Security, and Long-Term Care. So currently, a complete list of agency letters is available on our public-facing website. So what Emily and I have done is tried to put the most recent agency letters from 2013 and 2014 on this site. But if you're looking for an agency letter that may be from a previous year, you know, again, please link onto the external sites, and this is on each of our pages. So the other piece of feedback that we heard from our offices is that they would like the agency letters to be organized by subject area. So, for example, within the Division of Child Welfare, you will see Adoption Assistance Program, audits, child welfare. And so what Emily and I have done is tried to look at the agency letters and Dear Director letters that we've received and add them to the category that most appropriately describes the content of the letter. Just so you know, as a department, we had a meeting earlier this week to discuss agency letters and Dear Director letters and refining definitions around what each of those mean, where they're going to be housed. Will it continue to be here on the portal? Will it be on a public space? And then also thinking about how are we going to archive all of the letters that exist, and that through a large-scale agency letter reduction process will no longer be implementable, but will still or may still want to be used as reference by counties. So please stay tuned. There's a lot of progress and movement that you will see within the next 6 months related to agency letters and Dear Director letters. So you know, we did invite Lexi with CHSDA as well as Herb Kobe from Adams County to join us on that discussion.
Donna was also available.
Yes, and Donna, as president of CHSDA, she was available by phone. And so Lexi and Herb have agreed to be part of a work group that will continue to work on this process. So as always, you can let Emily or me know if you have any specific feedback or suggestions. If not, you can always reach out to Herb or Lexi or Donna, and they can convey that information as well.
Yes. So we're doing our best. If you see, if there's a letter that you see that we don't have, if you could forward it to us, we'll add it. Most of our offices and divisions are doing great at sending us information. It's just, again, Chrissy and I have done our best to get around to everyone and talk to whoever is responsible for getting these letters out. But I have a sneaking suspicion we are not CC'd on all of them. So when in doubt, you can always forward it to both of us, and we'd rather receive it several times than not receive it at all, because we want this, again, to be a valuable resource for you and as complete of information as possible. So, right, so what I did is at the end of each, what we've done is at the end of each letter, we have the title and then what type of letter it is, whether it's a Dear Director letter or an agency letter, and then the date that it was issued. So it's in reverse chronological order within subject. So this doesn't apply to very many letters, but if you see more than one, we try to put the most recent one on top. So we recently got a letter about LEAP, like at the beginning of January, so that would be under the Office of Economic Security. And again, some of our divisions use Dear Director letters a lot more than others, so you'll see what we've got there. So.
We received a comment asking if we might think about posting the monthly settlement of accounts here on the website. So that is some feedback that we will take back to Dee as well as our accounting staff to see if this is something that's possible.
Okay, yeah. I'm writing that down.
So again, you know, the Dear Director and agency letter is organized by office. Full list is available on the public-facing website of agency letters. Moving on to our next tab, we have the strategic plan. So once again, we want to thank everybody who either attended or co-hosted a strategic plan in 2013. This is something that we do on an annual basis to comply with the Smart Government Act. And right now you will see a link that will take you to our external facing website that has the final version of our 2014 strategic plan. This is where in the upcoming months you will find information about meeting sites, meeting times, locations, and have links to presentations. So this will be much more active once the strategic planning process gets underway.
So yes, this is just kind of a holding space right now, but as Christina said, once we know more, we'll add more. So And this is a great tab of webinars. So as you know, Christine and I try to put on a webinar for you all every month with different divisions, offices, government, non-government partners of an issue or topic of relevance. So on the webinars tab, you'll see the previous 2 months webinars along with any supporting documentation we're able to, that was used or that was provided after the fact. So last month we did a webinar on PA3 rules, and Melinda was kind enough to provide us with some documents, so those are what these links are at the bottom. We figured that doing the last 2 months webinars was enough, most recent ones, but you can always reach the older webinars through the Webinars Archives tab. You can either click here, or it's in the drop down. Either way, you can access it. And these are the webinars that we've done since last April. So assuming that we're able to, the recording of this webinar, which it is being recorded, actually happens and we're able to spool it and upload it and do all that good stuff, this will be on this tab, and we will move November's webinar onto the archives.
And just so you know, the archives, if you click on the link for, say, emergency preparedness, it will take you to the same information as you see on the 2 most recent. So again, it is the actual link to the video. It's a summary of what was presented, who our co-presenters were, as well as any supporting documentation, whether that's a link to a template or a slide deck or other links for informational purposes.
So with this webinar, I doubt we'll have supporting documentation, so it probably wouldn't have those links. So it really varies by what the topic is and what the webinar is. So, and then the sitemap is just that. It shows you where everything is, and you can hit the plus to see if there's things underneath each section, different pages under each section. So if this is easier for you to navigate, it's kind of like a table of contents. So please feel free to use this as well. So you can also,
and you can view it in different ways as well. So if you click on the little button that looks like lines, it presents it a little differently visually. So we tried to make this easy for every type of user and whatever is most convenient for you. So at this time, what we would love to hear is feedback. What's working, what's missing, what do you need more of, what do you not need at all, because, again, we want this to be your portal. We want it to be a resource for you, and we need your help and guidance to make sure that we're doing the best job possible and ensuring that information is relevant, up to date, and actually usable. So please feel free to type any questions that you might have. And we can also unmute, I think we can do this, all of our, no.
We're trying.
Well, if you can type your questions, that would be great. So we received a question, who is ultimately responsible for updating information?
That's Christina and me. So we manage this website as of right now. We manage the portal. Depending on the tab, it's possible that that might be delegated to other staff here at CDHS, but currently it's just me and Christina.
So one example of where there might be potential delegation is with the CSTAT tab. Since we do have 2 staff members that are going to be interfacing with our county partners on CSTAT performance and providing support, that's one place where they may actually ultimately be doing the management of the content, whether that's uploading data or providing FAQs or quick tips or suggestions. I think that is one place where there's still a lot of potential that will develop over the next few months.
So it's a work in progress. So Are there other questions or observations or comments?
So could you please briefly review the sign-in process? Some directors have not gotten there yet.
Sure. So last week when we sent out the portal's live, you can access it. Included in that email was a document of how to access the county portal for non-Google or Gmail users. So the first thing you need to figure out is if your email, if you access it through logging into Google or not. If you access your email through logging into Google, you do not need to use that Google guide. If you click on the link in the next email that comes, it says we've shared the county, we've shared the Colorado counties with you, you should be able to see the site. So you shouldn't have to create any sort of username or password. If you are if your email...
So before we go on, just to reiterate, if you are a Google user, you should be able to easily access with your current username/email and password the portal as well as the calendar without any issues or any additional steps necessary.
Correct. This is your at state.co.us email address. One caveat, if you have a personal Gmail account, we think, and you are logged into that Gmail account, so you are emilywingrovius@gmail.com, and I'm logged into that, and I try to set up and create access to this account or click on that link, even if my work email is also Google, it gets confused. I think Google wants to go through whatever, if you're logged into a Google account, it wants to go through that account. So if you're logged into your personal Google account, it'll want to go through that. So you need to log out of that before you try to access the portal for the first time.
Through your work email account.
Yes. So if you do not log into Google, if you're using Outlook or any other system for your email, attached to that original email sent on last Wednesday, you will find a how to access the county portal guide.
It is step-by-step with visual screenshots of what you should be seeing at your end, as well as detailed instructions as to what information you need to include. Please know, though, that if you are having issues, we are more than happy to individually walk you through the sign-in process. We can do that remotely, or we can do that in person. So by remotely, we can set up a little mini session with you. We have some technology that will allow us to actually see what is on your screen and help walk you through the sign-up process.
So,
or we're more than happy to come to your corner of Colorado, wherever that may be, to help you and or your staff sign up and do a mini session on the portal.
Absolutely. So if you think that going through this walkthrough would be helpful for you and your staff on site, and you of course can use the webinar that's recorded, or we'd be happy to come and do that for you. So just let us know what you need, and we're here to help. So
excellent. So we will just wait to hear from individual counties moving forward to see if they need additional supports from us.
Yes, and please email both of us with those requests so we can figure out internally, managing that. It just helps for Christina and I.
It also helps for you to get a quicker response. You know, there are times that I'm out of the office at a site visit and Emily is here, or vice versa. So if we both receive it, whoever is able to answer the quickest is who you'll hear from first. So ultimately, it helps get you a quicker response if you include both of us on your correspondence. We have another question. Has this been agreed upon a place for disseminating information by all program areas? I think that there are different types of information that will be used on the portal versus what will be available on the public website. So for example, the Office of Children, Youth, and Families with their new system of MailChimp, every time that you're getting an email related to a particular program, say Safe Care or the hotline, there are links that are tied to those emails that are being automatically updated and posted onto the public-facing website. So what we are trying not to do is duplicate what is already being done. So that is why you see so many times here on this portal that we will have a link of click here and it will take you to the external facing websites, because we don't want to do double work or risk not updating something when it's updated on our public page. So I think that if you have particular ideas on additional information that can be included, please let us know. But also knowing that this is not the only place of information dissemination, that it's also through our public-facing website. Another piece of feedback is, have you thought about using the calendar to post due dates, like trail certification or something like that?
I think we would need to know more about what kind of due dates, and we would need to partner within CDHS, and we'd need to talk to Dee about that. But I assume that these are due dates that are annual or quarterly or monthly. And so we want to make this a resource that's usable and worthwhile for you all. And so we can check into it. And if you could send us a little more information, that would be helpful too.
So we received a question, can current rules and regulations be accessed from this site? It has often been difficult to know the most recent rule revision, and there are currently many under review. So rules and regulations are managed through our boards and commissions division within CDHS, and all of that is on our public-facing website, so colorado.gov/CDHS. But if you are having issues accessing particular rules, please let us know and we can work internally with that division to make sure that you get the information that you need.
Absolutely.
So again, it is that office that's responsible for updating and maintaining the information that is on the public-facing website. So as we showed you, we have a new brand and online marketing manager, and her name is Katie O'Donnell. So she's the one who actually worked to build the intranet. That's where we showed you the calendar that our staff can see. Her next assignment is to work on revamping the external facing public website. So please know that there will be changes to that. But if you have specific feedback for the public facing website, we're more than happy to carry those messages on to Katie and the communications team.
Yes. So let us know if you continue to have problems. We're happy to connect you to the people here that can help you.
And we truly appreciate the variety of comments and suggestions that we received today. That is why we rely on you as our subject matter experts, as the folks who are actually implementing and working on the ground and providing services to our communities. You know what you need, and we just want to make it easier for you to get the resources and support you need to be able to help move Colorado forward.
So do we have other questions or comments? And thank you we've heard several folks say that they've really enjoyed the portal and they find it easy to use, and it'll be a great resource. So thank you for that positive feedback as well. We really appreciate hearing that. Our goal was to make this site intuitive, clean, clear, user-friendly.
Simple. We actually did a walkthrough of the portal with Reggie, and one of the pieces of feedback that he gave us was there are no pictures, and we tried to make it simple. So if you want pictures, I guess we can try to add some color and visuals. But again, we really wanted it to be as simple for you guys to use as possible.
So,
do we have any other questions?
Let's see.
Oh, we have a couple more that have come in. So what about a cross-reference for CCR numbers with the regulation and the corresponding Colorado revised statute?
We'll have to look into that. That sounds like something that might be handled out of our boards and commissions division, but we'll need to look into that.
Next, how about a hot topic need-to-know section in case we miss an email here or there?
I think in a way that's what the CDH Communications tab, if you think that that would be an appropriate place or a hot topic or need to know section, I think that's what we were trying to capture there.
I think what we could do is, though, perhaps do some reorganization of
Sure.
the page, because what we had on top was the links for the listserv, so maybe we can put that lower on the page and put the hot topics or most up-to-date information or newest information on the top, so it's easier for you to see when you get onto the site that something is new.
So.
And we received some feedback. No pictures. Easy and fast is what I prefer. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. So, are there any other questions or comments that you all have? We're just really happy that we can provide this resource for you, and we really will do our best to update it as quickly as possible once we receive information.
And we just want to say thank you, too. I know that you, as directors, have been hearing about this portal for months and months. And it's great for you to finally have a product in front of you that you can access and provide feedback on. So we appreciate your patience and partnership.
So we got a question about, in setting up a Google account, can we use our state email address? You do not have to set up a separate Google. If you have a state email address, that how-to access guide walks you through how to create an email account through Google, or an account through Google that uses an already existing email address. So we did not want you to have to create a Google account in order to access this site. So this is our workaround for that.
So again, you can use your current email address, whether it's an @state.co.us, whether it's an @countyx.gov, it's an @coloradocounty.org or .com, whatever it may be. You can use your current email address. Again, we did not want to have to create another username and password for you to have to try to remember.
And we had a director comment, we don't have a state email address but have Google from the county. So they access their county email on a Google platform, which means that they log into Google. They go to google.com and enter in, like Christina and I for ours, we go to like christina.martinez@state.co.us through Google. So if you go through Google, even if it's a non-state, @state.co.us, if it's, at franklincounty.com, you don't need to go through that, how to access the portal without, if you don't have a Gmail account.
And I think we just need to be clear that your email address does not have to be @gmail.com for you to be on a Google platform. So as Emily was describing, here at the state, we are on a Google platform and our emails are @state.co.us. Our friends in Pitkin County, they are not, it's not nansundin@gmail.com, but it's nansundin@pitkin.gov. I can't, sorry, Nan, I can't remember exactly what your email address is, but thank you, pitkincounty.com. So she has a Google platform, so she was able to do a quick login. And if you're still having questions, unsure of what platform you're on, please just let us know and we can help walk you through this process.
So we actually got a question about doing a quick overview of how to find the portal and get registered. And we can show you the email that we sent last week that has the information that Christine and I are referencing. So hold on just a second while we look this up. Yes. So this is the email that you received last week. Hopefully, if you did not, let us know, because we used our current most up-to-date information. So here is the information about this illustrious webinar. And then the attachments. So I'm going to do the next email the screenshot of the next email that you'll receive. So after this email, which you should have received, I've shared an item with you. And it looks like this. This blue part here is the link to the portal, so bookmark it. So that is the link to the portal. And then, hold on. The next one is we've shared a Google Calendar called Colorado Counties. So that is an email that's automatically generated when we share the calendar with you. We have to share it so that you can see it. I understand we've had some issues with some directors not having access to the calendar, so we'll work with you to troubleshoot those. I'll be happy to follow up with you, and we'll figure this out.
So you can see this blue View Your Calendar down at the bottom is the link to actually get to the calendar.
Mm-hmm. So then this is our flyer for today's webinar, and the first attachment is this county portal access guide for non-Google users for non-platform. So if you're not using Google-based email. This has screenshots and step-by-step information. So you need to click here, and you'll notice that Herb Wilson at CDHS was very helpful in helping us get some of these screenshots. So we want to thank all of you on the phone who might have helped us with some of this process as well.
So so again, this email was sent your way. It came from countyliaison@gmail.com, and it was sent on January 22nd. So it has the County Portal Access Guide for non-Gmail users attached, and it has the screenshots of the 2 separate emails. So in total, you should have received 3 emails. This one, which we have open right in front of you, and then one that says that we've shared the portal with you, and a third one saying that we have shared the calendar with you.
You can also look in the roundup if you want to look there for similar information. So thanks, Lexi, for reminding us.
So if for some reason you can't find this information, you want us to resend it to you, you want us to walk you through, just let us know.
We are so happy to do that. So we want you to be able to access this resource. So are there other questions or concerns or feedback for us on the portal?
I do want to make one other note. We are working on a message to be sent to county commissioners, and we've also received a request to actually present this portal information at CCI. We need to confirm with Ginny if she feels that that's the appropriate venue at the Health and Human Services Steering Committee, or if there's another option that they would like us to pursue. But please know that if your county commissioner requests access to the portal, it will be granted. So it wasn't automatically given to every commissioner in Colorado. But again, if they request access, we will grant them permission to view the portal, and you will be able to, we'll let you know as a director, and then they will be listed as well on the tab for your county.
Yes, thank you, Christina, for reminding us. And we're also going to hopefully present the portal to our executive management team so that they know what you all have access to and what this tool is. So, and that they can maybe see where it might fit in with what they need to communicate with you all. So, I wanted to take a minute to say that we are actually, there's going to be a webinar coming up in next week.
So we have Val Casano here with us. And Val, if you can just briefly mention your webinar, when it's occurring, and what counties can expect to learn.
Hi everyone, I'm Valerie Casano. We will have a webinar to introduce the county CSTAT report on Wednesday, February 5th, starting at 8:30 a.m. You should be receiving an email through CHSDA shortly, either hopefully soon. But if you do have any questions, please reach out to me at valerie.casano@state.co.us.
So that webinar is coming up, and we're hoping that you're able to participate. And if you have questions, also please let Val know so they can be sure to address those in the webinar. And you'll also have the opportunity, similar to this webinar, to ask questions.
Yeah. So again, this is yet another way for us to help provide support to our county partners. So if we don't have any more questions, we will just say thank you once again for your support, your feedback, and your patience. And we hope that this is a useful tool for you moving forward.
Yes. So we hope to see you soon, and have a wonderful afternoon.
Thank you, everyone.